I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin. In this video, we're going to have a look at Miners of Kadenia, launching on the Hypercent Launchpad. 30th of June, big opportunity coming up. So lately, I've been looking into the Kadena blockchain a little bit more. There are tons of hyped announcement, closed communities, but not that many projects launching yet. So if you're not familiar with the Kadena blockchain, if we go over to CoinMarketCap, they are listed in the top 100 coins. We do have to scroll a little bit down. Let me see, 97 Kadena right there. It has done really well over time. Obviously in the bearish trend, it has gone down a little bit more, but on scale there appears to be a lot bigger ecosystem behind Kadena now building out behind the Kadena blockchain. Miners of Kadenia is one of these games building on the Kadena blockchain, launching through the Hypercent Launchpad, which I have covered on this channel numerous times. The Miners project is quite interesting because it's basically a modification of DeFi Kingdoms, as far as I understand it. So if you see this map, it obviously looks extremely similar to how DeFi Kingdoms is set up, but then on Kadena. So one of the things that I would, and I think everybody would agree with, if you model your game or your product similar to a very, very successful product, it is likely to be following a similar pattern. You can basically improve and remove the initial hurdles that the original dealt with. So I think it is interesting. It is a mine to earn ruled by NFTs. Level up your miner with evolving equipment to build the ultimate yield generating asset. And then they have all the different, what are these things called? I want to say hamsters, but I'm not sure if they're called hamsters. I think they're called something else, but they, I think they have a specific name, but I don't know the name. I think I had in a video before, I did touch upon that briefly, but they are, yeah, some kind of bigger mammal. They have a very specific roadmap right here, but fortunately Hypercent has a lot of information. So they have a light paper, public sale at Hypercent, Tokenomics, okay, then KDEX, so they're going to list on KDEX, makes sense. Staking, NFT sale. So what is interesting is that they're going to do the TGE and the NFT sale in the same quarter, but they're doing the IDO first. So what you usually see with a lot of these games is they do NFT sale after NFT sale after NFT sale, and then push the TGE onwards because they have raised so much funds through the NFTs, yet the NFTs are useless. So one thing that I think is interesting, because here it's a combined effort, the NFTs have direct utility once it's basically pushed forward, right? The whole game and everything to it. And then the official launch, you don't have to wait for years. 6 months to 18 months, I think, is regular. Here you have to wait perhaps maximum for 3 months, which I think at that point, the first release is available. And I think that is one of the bigger milestones, right? So this is very, very short term. They also do specifically mention that the roadmap for 2023, 2024 will then be updated with a long-term vision. We have a full transparent team. It appears to be an Israeli team. I did look up the CEO on LinkedIn already. It's all public. All the information is available. And of course, you guys don't believe me. So I will show you, not a problem. Oh, wait, LinkedIn. There we go. Here I am, Colin Digits brands, and there we go. So he has the website, Israel, up there. It appears to be quite a new profile, but I think that's fine as long as he's the public face. The information is there. That's all good. And then they have the whole team. So they have a co-founder, which is the CEO, co-founder, which is CMO, co-founder, which is the Pact guy. That's obviously quite important. Pact is the code of the Kadena blockchain. It's very important to at least understand how that works in order to build upon it, right? And then one of the co-founders function as an external advisor. Maybe he's the one that put the original equity in order to kickstart the project. I don't know, I'm not sure. Then you got a COO, and then a Pact front-end developer, Pact back-end developer, and then a community manager. And then there are some other people involved. I assume these are on the NFT side. The game developer and NFT designers, obviously also important. And then Kadena information, IDO, as they see on Hypercent. And that's where I want to pick it up because they have a lot of information available on Hypercent. So I do thank them for that. They are hosting on the 30th of June an $850,000 raise. It will be their first raise. And of course, I have the Hypercent token. So I am able to participate in this pool. I did the Hypercent IDO actually. So it's going to be 1.7 cents per Miners of Kadenia token. And the token will be utilized in game. So that's the 30th, it opens, and that's in a couple of days. So they basically give an introduction that it was basically a project that has obviously the DeFi protocol there on Kadena, right? It's a nice tight community. But let's look at the problem a little bit. Despite it being the most significant financial revolution of our age, yeah, obviously that makes sense. Potential is huge. Yeah, there are some barriers. Segregated ecosystem. Okay, deploy and forget. Well, not completely forget, of course, but yeah, little time and effort as possible. I think we would agree with that, and maximize earnings. Yeah, the balance there is very important. Never truly forget, right? Because we do have to accumulate that shmoney. To boost adoption, both for MOK specifically and Kadena as a blockchain, simplifying DeFi is the main agenda. Wrapping standard DeFi elements, okay, interesting. A collaborative platform with shared incentives, yes, minus, okay. Okay, now I get it. That's why it's called Miners of Kadenia, because it's in a mine, and you level up your miners. And then you can sell these. Okay, so I was wondering where the miners came from, and they use these gem guys. It's funny because this guy is wearing a suit, and then you have like different ones. They have like the laborers, but I'm definitely this one, obviously. Okay, so the NFTs. I think that's important, right? The MOK protocol will feature over a dozen different types of NFTs, each will its own utility in-game, either standalone or in conjunction with others. Building on Marmalade's standard, let us reinvent NFTs and turn them into an integral part of functional DeFi. Okay, mine, market, forge. How do these things work? MOK's core gameplay revolves around NFTs and how they operate with one another, similar to the RPG. MOK starts slowly, but quickly becomes more engaging and complex as more in-game elements become accessible as the player levels up. Okay, so you do need to level up. And as more expansions get introduced into the game, daily decisions of how to best manage the NFTs and allocate resources ultimately dictate the yields generated. Okay, so it's definitely an active, in terms of active playable game, in terms of you need to log in daily, it's not really my thing to play, obviously. MOK in itself is a community protocol. Growing up, we play a lot of MMORPGs. They all had their different gameplay mechanics, in-game economy, and their own style of art, but ultimately they provide us, okay, blah, blah, blah. More engaging and fun. Definitely. MMORPGs were definitely the thing, and here they're trying to at least model some of that nostalgia. Okay. Practical land ownership. MOK will feature land ownership that will roll out in time. Okay, so there's future assets there. Town Hall, our version of the DAO. The Town Hall will first attempt to centralize protocol management. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So there's a governing DAO. And here we have the token, but before we go into token and team. Okay, so the main utility of the game, it's basically, as I said, very similar to DeFi Kingdoms, but then on the Kadena blockchain. It's called Miners of Kadenia because they obviously have a mine, which they yield the gems, and then which can be used to upgrade, level up, do all these different things. There are daily missions, quests, perhaps we can call them, to participate in daily efforts to complete in order to level up and get more yield. It's obviously governed by a DAO. The NFTs have a huge role in this entire system, and there is even the option for land sale in the future, right? It is not decided yet how that would function. I think it's good not to speculate on that either. Once it's there, it will be there, but it should be a very big value added and not just a land sale because, you know, fuck it. There's a town hall, which is the DAO, and then obviously the thing we're all looking forward to the most, the token utility. The MOK token is the driving force behind the MOK protocol. It is featured in the following aspects: the staking, DAO governance, play to earn area as a reward token during the incentive period, used to mint in-game NFTs and items. Okay, so this is where basically the demand comes from, I would say, the biggest part, right? The MOK protocol will feature a secondary token, Kadenia. Utility and reward token is gained exclusively via protocol participation. Okay, so you need to play the game to earn that token. Dual token economy. Tokenomics. 1% of the supply is allocated to Flux Node operators. I assume, I don't know what that means, but I assume that's for Kadena Blockchain, to keep the blockchain alive. Let's Flux Node operators. Let's just Google it real quick. Okay, yeah, it has something to do with code or shit, but yeah, we know how nodes work, and I assume this is to keep the Kadena blockchain up and running. Partnerships, 2% of supply, 1 month cliff, 36 months, 6 month cliff, 18 months, okay. Liquidity, so they're going heavy on the liquidity with 13%. I think that's quite good. 25% unlock at TGE, 3 months linear vesting. They will add more liquidity. So in the first 4 months, you'll have bigger price volatility, I assume. And then after the initial 4 month period, it will come down. Marketing, 5%, 25% unlock at 1st of October. And then 75% unlocked at 1st of July. Okay, so that's quite a big 2 chunks. Maybe there are specific events planned in. Maybe here the land sale. Assumptions, which I said I wouldn't make. In-game rewards. Unlock at game launch, 48 months linear vesting. Okay, that's very big part. And another big part is the staking. 1 month cliff, 48 months vesting. The IDO community sale is 10%, 50% unlock at TGE. 2 months linear vesting, so 50%, 25-25. I think that's quite quick. Specifically, 850k into circulation, but everything else is vested. So here's 25% TGE. So we're talking about 10 million, 15 million tokens, a little bit more. And here we're talking 50 million, 65 million, 30% of supply actively running. Okay, and then yeah, we'll do the calculation in a second. So 65 times 1.7, it is about 850k as well on TGE. So that's quite a high initial market cap. But then again, I haven't followed any of the Kadena projects to see what the impact of that would be. I think in terms of the current market sentiment, it doesn't matter that much. I think it's fine. Kadena has big support and it's Hypercent's first launch, right? So I assume do take those things into consideration as well. The IDO vault, I don't know what that means, IDO vault. So this is the IDO community sale. What does IDO vault mean? 2%, 1 month cliff, I don't know what it means though. So this is, I don't know where to allocate this. Team 10%, which is very low, normally it's 20. 9 month cliff, 12 months vested. And then you have 9 month cliff, 12 months vested for the advisors as well. And that's 19% combined. So that's more into the 20-25% that we normally see for these two combined. And then staking rewards. So I'm very curious about the advisors because we have one of the advisors here, Avi Cohen. But is he the one fronting all the money? Because why would he get 9%? And it says advisors multiple. And I just only see one advisor here. But let's hop over to Medium and see if we can find some things. Okay, so welcome to MOK. So MOK Flux Labs. So these must be the node guys that they use. Okay, Kadena, we started seeing patterns emerge. Okay, one of this was Flux. We consider Flux to be the foundation of Web3. Infrastructure, perfect match. Node operators. Okay, yeah, so they have a partnership with Flux Labs. And that's basically where the allocation comes from. So that's good to know. When we go to the mechanics, 1% for Flux Node operators. Flux Node operators is by Flux Labs. And they basically support the ecosystem and additional metrics of the blockchain technology, etc. I didn't actually know that, so that's good to know. Again, I learned something every day something new. The road so far, when was this published? June 5th, that's quite good. The team is growing, moves are being made. We had a photo shoot, that's good. Okay, so this is CEO, this is the advisor, so he's definitely involved very closely. Then this is Vadim, is that Vadim? This one, Vadim. And then, is that Mike? Looks like Mike, yeah. All right, and then they have a nice office with a little pickaxe on the table. The office looks nice. And then here they're drawing out everything. Okay, starting to get serious. Meeting with Flux. Okay, and they have a pop-up booth. I like this. I like when they share a little bit of the journey, you know. Makes it more human and everything. Hypercent. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, I do like the transparency there. They have an overview of the token here. Okay, use cases. Let me see. Yeah, so it's the same as we just reviewed. Supply at TGE. Okay, so market cap at TGE, I said 650 to 800. It's 701. So obviously I did the calculation top of my head. 700K, that's quite high in my opinion, right? Relatively to what we normally see. Then again, this is the first bigger launch on Kadena. It's the first launch of the Hypercent Launchpad. So I do think it won't be a problem. However, normally we would like to see like the 250, 400K range. Lower is better usually. But let's see what comes out of this. I'm going to participate nonetheless because I am starting to grow more and more fond of the Kadena blockchain, specifically due to projects like MOK. Telegram sitting at about 3,000 people right now. And let me follow this as well. Now I'm going to invest 10,000 followers on Twitter, which I think built on Kadena, running on Flux, IDO coming to Hypercent. Kadena's Gamify Metaverse, they are quite active. So every other day there's a post. This was this morning. Also, so now they're tweeting a little bit more often. Obviously getting closer to the launch. Very important to consistently have engagement. Never associate itself with any koalas or ducks, doesn't intend to do so. Okay. Interesting. Some AMA action going on. Some testing of NFTs. Well, very active. Definitely. Very active. Ooh, I like the in-game shots. So KDA, the token, MOK. Interesting. And you can basically have a look yourself what it all looks like. But all in all, to summarize, 850K raise, Miners of Kadenia on the Hypercent Launchpad 30th of June. You need to be KYC'd and whitelisted in order to participate in this sale. Obviously, you need to go through the Hypercent process. If you don't know, check out my video. Go to my YouTube channel, search Hypercent. There's an instruction video. There are different AMAs that we've done with Hypercent. And get ready for the Miners of Kadenia launch. I think this will do quite nicely in the long term. So definitely an interesting opportunity to consider if you are interested in expanding your portfolio into the Kadena blockchain region. If you have any questions about MOK, give them to me in the comments down below and I'll be sure to have a look. Check back next week where we most likely have another look at this to see what the results are of the IDO and the TGE. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.